Hi, today I'm working on 2007 Hyundai Azera. The problem we have here is a bad ignition lock cylinder. Um, it's not that any electronics of this is bad, it's more about the cylinder itself has a bad tumblers, not accepting the working key. So I'll show you how to get the cylinder out, but let me first show you how it is caused. So you see how the tooth on the keys are pretty beaten up. So these keys are made of bronze and they are very delicate compared to steel tumblers inside the cylinder, which are spring loaded. And if you use these keys for scraping or any kind of handy stuff, I suggest totally strongly discourage that. Do not use keys for any unscrewing or stuff. These are bronze, pretty delicate, very susceptible to break. So and then the worn out any which way. So this is the bad key, and I'll show you how the good key looks like, so you will see the difference. And of course, it's sometimes, even if you're using it delicately, for the right purpose, still over time it kind of worns out. So that is something pretty inevitable, you can't avoid it. So this is a good key. This is a spare one which customer never had used, so you see how it is pretty in good shape. So now this one is working. I got that all fixed up, so I can use this key to actually lock, unlock, and ignite the starter, the engine. But this is a bad one, and this one still doesn't work. So anyway, this is a spare key, so we'll have to deal with it. This one still works for door and unlock the doors, so I'll just keep it as a spare, and then the spare becomes a primary. So now let's go to how we take that ignition cylinder out, and then I'll show you how to fix the cylinder. But yeah, to get the ignition cylinder out, again, this is how I did it. Probably if there is a better way, feel free to post in the comment. Again, I'm shooting the video not to say that this is the right way or the wrong way. It's just more about this is how I did it, and how I achieved my project. But yeah, let me show you real quick. So this is the stereo panel. There are two bolts here. Take those out. These are like Phillips head screw. Take those out, and then okay, let's come to this side. This is where the lock cylinder was sitting, right? So this is something you have to pry it out. Let me pull out what I pried out. So these two parts were sitting on top of each other. It was sitting like this. Let me show you. Okay, so you pry this one out. Again, bunch of plastic hooks, anchors. So pry that one out. This is rubber, and then this is plastic. Again, pry that one out too. So once you got these two pried out, you will have a pretty broad opening here. Again, it's not going to be accessible easily, so that's why I had to take out this radio panel, just a cover. And so you got two screws out, and you have to pry that out. So I didn't take it out completely. You see, it's still kind of hanging, so it just gave me a little leverage and room to take the cylinder out. And then you have to, for you to unplug the wires from the bottom for the ignition lock cylinder, you have to take some panels out of your way from the bottom. So first let me see how this was sitting. Yeah, this was sitting like that, right? So this just pries out, there's no screw in here. And then this was sitting like this, so you'll see one screw here, and there are one screw there, you see that at the bottom, and then one screw there. So three screws, and then rest are clips. So just pry that one out. You might break some clips, but it's an old car, you have to live with that. So you got the panels out, and then you have room from here to unplug the wire. Let me show you. Again, this is where the OBD pins are there, so you want to be careful, don't stretch much on it. And this was for the pedal brake pedal light. So take that out, and then go at the bottom. So you see that right there, you see in the very corner there is a pin, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see that. I can see that. So yeah, that's where the ignition lock cylinder pins are sitting. It's on your right, the white color thing with the pins. So that's where your ignition lock cylinder pins go. So once that comes out, you got the pin detached from the body. And to get this thing out, that's why we made this room here. So what you have to do is either whatever works out easy for you. So you can put your hand through it, and then all you have to do, or use one of these. I think if I remember it right, I did it from here, because you still have to take this out to make some room, some wiggle room. So what I use one of these pry tools, and I went in there and I looked for this thing. You have to make sure it is in the accessory mode, right? So if your keys are working at least in accessory mode, that will be good. Otherwise, there are a lot of videos on YouTube, especially from Ratchet and Wrenches, which will show you how to work your key. You have to use a little bit of force and little beating, but you can get the accessory mode, and once the accessory mode is there in the key, then this would be actually sitting like this in the ignition panel. So you have to look for, just follow this little plastic stuff, the start pointer, and then follow this. That's where the wire is hitting, and use your pry tool to locate the hole. There would be a hole where this pin will come out, right? So I don't know if I can show you the hole. I think I got it. Can you see that hole on this corner? Yeah, that's the one. You see, I'm making it in shade and then in light. That's the hole on the right, 3 o'clock direction. Yeah, 3 o'clock. At your 3 o'clock, you will see a hole. That's where you have to push that pin on the cylinder once it is in accessory mode, and then the whole thing will come out. So I'll show you what I did. Wiggle room here, and then I went in there, looked for that hole, and then I just pushed using that pry tool right here, and that thing comes out. Okay, so once that thing comes out, what you have to do is I'll do the unscrewing for you real quick, so that will make it easier for you to understand, or I can just give you directions. So take this screw out, take this screw out, and then this screw out. So you will see this black plastic cover will come out, and then all you have is the cylinder. And then you will see, then take this rubber anchors out of your way, pull this out. It just pries out. These are rubber, so you can't break it. So once these are out, then this whole cylinder will come out of this metal cover, this metal. So this comes out. Let me do that real quick. So right there. Okay, there we go. That comes out the screw, one screw, then this one, second screw, and then third screw. So these two screws I took out. Come on. Yeah. Okay. So you got that out. There you go. So as I said, the whole plastic piece will come. Take the keys out. The whole plastic piece come out. What you are left with is this cylinder only. And the next thing I told you is take this rubber anchors, right? So let me pull that out. Pull the rubber anchors out. There you go. One, and so 2 of the anchors are out. Once these are out, press this button again. Go back to the key. Is the key accessory mode, and then push this. Okay, push this, and there you go. Okay, so push this metal pin, accessory mode, and the metal cover just comes out. Now you're left with this thing, right? So you have this thing again. Then the next step would be, to get this. You will see another rubber anchor right here. I hope you can see that right here, another rubber anchor. So take this out, rubber anchor. Okay, come on. Yeah, so I got the rubber anchor out. Once this is out, then this metal cover in the front, it just rotates. Take the key out. Okay, take the key out. This rotates and this comes out. Now all you have is the cylinder. Again, take the cylinder to any locksmith, and they will be able to pull out this cylinder and change the tumbler, the broken tumblers or the bent tumblers, or if they can fix it. I think my locksmith, he just fixed this. I did not have time. Otherwise, you can always order online the tumblers and change it yourself. I think it comes in 4 numbers, 4 varieties, 1 2 3 4, and then follow this key pattern, replace those tumblers with a brand new one, and your key should work. Again, your case might be a little different, depending on the intensity of the damage. If you have just one key, you might need a new key. But anyways, this is how you take the ignition cylinder, lock cylinder out, and then dismantle it. Again, to pull out this little cylinder body, push this button, and then push this little lever, and then this thing will just pull out. And then you will see the tumblers inside it. Okay, so that's where the tumblers are holding. I'll post the link of the way you can buy the tumblers. Again, they don't sell it in less quantity. They're like in bulk, because that's what primarily the locksmiths are using, but it's not expensive. It's like 27 bucks on eBay. I'll post a link in the description. You can order it if you have time. I did not have time. I had to finish the job today, so I took it to a locksmith. He charged me $75. It's not a cheap job, but it was like 15 minutes fix. So once you have that tumbler fixed and your keys are working, just go in the reverse order and put back everything. I hope this video helps. I wish Ace Hardware has those, but they are usually they're pretty cheap to change rekey the cylinders, but they only have like house pins, those cylindrical pins. They don't usually carry the auto pins. And again, all the auto manufacturer, they use different pins, rekey pins or tumblers. Like Ford, Chrysler, Jeeps, they have different. Hyundai has different. So yeah, if you're lucky enough and you find a cheap locksmith who can do it for you, that'll be awesome. Otherwise, just order online, eBay, and do it yourself. And there are a lot of videos online where you can learn how to rekey or replace tumblers. It has to go in a specific pattern. You put a little structure on the paper, and then follow the pattern, and then replace with the new one in the same pattern, and then you are all good to go. Okay, I think that's all, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to post a comment questions, and I'll be happy to answer you. Thank you.